Hello student, today we learn the topic of 11th Commerce, Bookkeeping and Accountancy, Unit 3, Journal, Practical Problem number 8, page number 87. Now start the example. Journalize the following transaction in the books of Dhoni Auto Car Center, 2018 December. First transaction sold 1000 shares for rupees 100 each and paid brokerage at the rate of 1% and amount credited to our account. Means sale of shares, 1000 shares into 100 each means how much amount, selling price 1000 into 100, 1 lakh, and 1% on 1 lakh, then 1% on 1 lakh, 1% brokerage on selling price 1 lakh, 1 lakh into 1 upon 100, that is 1000. So brokerage paid 1000 and actual cash received in account 99,000. So entry will be first credit to our account, means shares sold to that person deposited amount in our bank account. So who is the receiver? Bank receiver. Bank is the receiver, debit the receiver, bank account debit. Actual amount 99,000 and brokerage paid, that is nominal account, expenses debit the expenses, brokerage account debit 1000 and sale of asset, investment in shares goes out, credit what goes out, investment in shares account credit 1 lakh. So entry will be bank account debit 99,000, brokerage account debit 1000 to investment in shares account credit 1 lakh, being shares sold and brokerage paid. First entry will be clear now. Now second transaction, date 4th, 4th December, purchase goods from Ashish and Company rupees 2 lakh. Person name given in transaction and then check the word on credit or on cash. If not given on credit or on cash, then it is assume it is credit transaction. Then purchase goods, first create purchase account. Purchase account is a nominal account. Debit expenses or losses. So purchase account debit. And who is the giver? Ashish and Company. Because on cash word is not given. So who is the giver? Ashish and Company. Credit the giver. So entry will be on 4th of December. Purchase account debit rupees 2 lakh to Ashish and Company account credit rupees 2 lakh. Being goods purchase on credit. Now next 6th December sold goods to Virat and Company rupees 1 lakh 50,000. Now party name given, again check on cash or on credit word. On cash word is not given, it is assumed on credit transaction. Now sales, sold goods means sales. Sales account is a nominal account. Credit income or gain, sales is the income. So credit income or gain, so sales account credit. And cash not received, then who is the receiver? Virat and Company. And debit the receiver, personal account. So Virat and Company account debit to sales account. 6th December, Virat and Company account debit rupees 1 lakh 50,000 to sales account credit rupees 1 lakh 50,000. Being goods sold on credit. Next transaction, 8th December, paid for advertisement rupees 30,000 to Times of India. Means advertisement expenses paid. Expenses, so nominal account expenses, debit expenses, advertisement expenses account debit 30,000 to cash account credit rupees 30,000 because cash is goes out, credit what goes out. And to whom paid? Times of India. It is not important, but expenses on advertisement, that word that is important. So purpose is very important. So advertisement account debit to cash account 30,000. Being advertisement bill paid to Times of India. When payment to any person, expenses paid to any person, in that case, expenses is the main purpose. Debited to expenses, that particular expenses account. Then 10th December, paid for printing and stationery rupees 7,000. So printing and stationery also expenses. Before pass this entry, our page is completed. First page is completed. Then make the total of first page and write at the end of the first page total CD means carried down, and total of first page 4,80,000 of debit side and 4,80,000 of credit side. It is always tally debit equal to credit because principle of double entry bookkeeping. Every debit has corresponding credit. So that total of first page CD carried down, write on next page total BD means total brought down 4,80,000 on debit side, 4,80,000 on credit side. Next transaction, paid for printing and stationery 7,000. So entry will be expenses on printing and stationery. So expenses purpose debit, printing and stationery account debit rupees 7,000. To what goes out cash, cash account credit rupees 7,000. Being printing and stationery expenses paid in December. Now next date 12th December. Purchase goods from Prakash and Company rupees 1,50,000 at the rate of 18% GST. Now at the time of purchase GST paid, that is input GST, input CGST and input SGST. 18% means 9% for central purpose and 9% for state purpose. So purchase of goods 1,50,000, 9% on 1,50,000, that is 13,500 for CGST, 9% and 9% SGST, that is 13,500. Total GST 27,000. After adding total value payable 1,77,000. So again check transaction. In transaction on cash what is not given and person name is given for Prakash and Company. So first purchase goods means purchase account create and Prakash and Company is the giver. So create a giver and again GST at 9% CGST, 9% HGST. So purchase means nominal account, debit expenses, purchase account debit, purchase value 1,50,000. If there is trade discount, then deduct. Then input CGST account debit 13,500 paid. Input HGST account debit 13,500 payable to Prakash and Company, who is the giver 1,77,000. Being goods purchased on credit at the rate of 18% GST, 9% central purpose, 9% state purpose. So total GST 27,000 and total value payable to Prakash and Company purchase with GST 1,77,000 payable in future because credit transaction is there. Next 15 December paid for transport charges rupees 10,000 at 12% GST. So on expenses also paid GST. So add in that particular expenses amount of GST 12%, 10,000 on 12,000 12% means 6% for central purpose and 6% for state purpose. Again transport charges rupees 10,000 add 6% CGST on 10,000 10,000 into 6 upon 100 6%, and on 10,000 again SGST 6%. So total amount with GST paid 11,200. Now entry will be transport charges, so nominal account, transport charges account debit 10,000, input CGST account debit 600, input SGST account debit 600, and what goes out? Cash. Credit what goes out to cash account? Credit 11,200. At the time of purchasing goods, purchasing asset and expenses paid, at that time paid GST, so GST account debit. Input CGST account debit and input SGST account debit. Next, next transaction 20th December. Purchase goods from Vikram and Sons rupees 1,20,000 at 18% GST and paid half amount immediately. Here only GST, no trade discount, no cash discount. At that time, add GST amount and half amount paid and half amount not paid. So first purchase goods, so purchase account create and on cash word given, check carefully because person name given, on cash word is not given, paid half amount immediately, word given means half cash transaction and half credit transaction. Meaning that in this case, cash account also create and Vikram and Sons is the giver for half transaction, half amount. So first we calculate GST, cost of goods 1,20,000 means purchase of goods after deducting the discount if any. Then 6% GST on 1,20,000. Sorry, here 9% GST. 1,20,000 9%, 10,800, and again 1,20,000 9%, 10,800. So total value 1,41,600. Here consider 9% CGST and 9% SGST. Then total amount, total value means 18% GST after adding 1,41,600 and half amount paid 70,800 and 50% not paid, that is credit purchase 70,800. Here by mistake 6%, right? You consider 9% on 1,20,000 9% 10,800. Then entry will be purchase account debit 1,20,000, 9 per input 9% CGST account debit 10,800, input AGST account debit 10,800, to Vikram and Sons account 70,800 because half amount not paid, so Vikram and Son is the giver. To what goes out cash, half amount paid 70,800. Being goods purchased at 18% GST and half amount paid. Here, no trade discount, no cash discount. So after adding GST, then calculate half amount 70,800 and 70,800. Half amount paid and half amount payable. Again, make the total of page. Now, no need to total of first page because already taken the total of first page. Total brought down from first page 1 lakh 4,80,000. After adding 4,80,000 of 4 entries, then total CD 8,16,800. 8,16,800 debit and credit. Then again carried down and on next page brought down, total brought down 8,16,800 on debit side and on credit side. Then next transaction 25th December, paid to Prakash and Company less 10% discount. Now how much amount payable to Prakash and Company? Purchase goods from Prakash and Company. Check. Purchase goods from Prakash and Company 1,50,000 and 18% GST. So on 12th December, how much amount payable to Prakash and Company? 1,77,000. Now 10% cash discount. At the time of calculate discount, cash discount, then no need, no consider the GST price. Only value, purchase value or selling value. That consider. Total amount payable 1,77,000. But 10% CD on purchase price only, not on GST. On 1,50,000 into 10%, that is 15%, 15,000, that is cash discount. And actual amount paid in cash 1,62,000. So what goes out? Cash goes out. And who is the receiver? Prakash and Company. And discount issued means final payment. So Prakash and Company account debit 1,77,000. To what goes out? Cash 1,62,000. To discount issued account because nominal account credit income or gain. gain of rupees 15,000, 10% on 1,50,000, not on total amount. But here Prakash and Company account debited by rupees 1,77,000 because final claim discount when discount issued, in that case when payment made and discount issued, it means final settlement, and at that time personal account debited or credited by full amount of claim, which amount is receivable or which amount is payable. So which amount is payable? 1,77,000. So debited to Prakash and Company account. Prakash and Company account debited by rupees 1,77,000. And to cash account credit 1,62,000. Actual of cash paid. What goes out? Cash paid. Cash goes out. Discount received. Actual gain received 15,000. So being a paid amount to Prakash and Company and 10% CD received. Next, invoice goods to Sanjay, rupees 60,000. Goods invoice means selling goods to Sanjay. Who is the receiver? Sanjay. Then cash, on cash what is not given. So it is also credit sales. Sanjay receiver, debit the receiver. Sanjay account debit. And sales is the income. So income to sales accounts. Credit income or gain, nominal account rule. Sanjay account debit 60,000. To sales account credit rupees 60,000. Being goods sold to Sanjay on credit. Next, on 31st December, Sanjay returned goods of rupees 10,000. Next day, on 30th December, selling of goods to Sanjay, and on next day, due to some reason, Sanjay returned goods. So return goods rupees 10,000 means sales is sales return, because our customer return goods to us. So before, on 30th December, we sold goods to Sanjay. Then Sanjay debit and sales credit. Now return goods on 31st December. Here we write date 31st December. By mistake 30. You consider 31st December. Sales return account debit because sales is cancelled by rupees 10,000. In the above entry to sales account, credit by rupees 60,000. Now sales cancelled. For cancel purpose, sales return account debit 10,000. And to Sanjay account. Sanjay is the giver. Credit the giver 10,000. We know sales account is nominal account, credit income or gain. Credit income, credit income or gain. But here sales return for cancel the sales purpose, sales return account debit. We consider as per nominal account debit expenses. So it is consider sales return account debit for cancelling the sale by rupees 10,000. So sales return account debit. Finally, it is deducted from sales. So actual sales then 60,000. Now actual sales, that is 60,000 minus 10,000. Actual sales then 50,000. So in future 50,000 amount is payable to receivable from Sanjay now, because Sanjay is the giver 10,000. Being goods written by Sanjay. Next, Sanjay became insolvent on 31st December. Sanjay became insolvent and recovered only 50 paise in a rupee as final settlement from him. Sanjay is the debtor. Sanjay is our debtor, and he became insolvent. And person, we know a person is said to be insolvent when his liability is more than asset, because in this case it means he cannot pay the amount, full amount of claim. Then 50 paise in a rupee means half claim received only. Then transaction dated 31st December. Sanjay the amount receivable from Sanjay 60,000 sold goods to Sanjay, but received on less 10% less return of goods 10,000. Actual amount receivable from Sanjay 50,000. Then 50% received means half of 50,000, 25,000 received, and half not received, that is bad debts. So bad debts is our loss. We know debts which are not recovered, that is bad debts. So what comes in first? Cash. Who is the cash account debit 50%, 25,000, and bad debts account debit because loss, debit debts or losses 25,000. And who is the giver? Sanjay 50,000. Being Sanjay became insolvent and received 50% amount as final settlement. Total 11,13,800. Okay.